Hey Cardfight, how are we doing today? My name's Callum, I'm part of VGCFC, and as you probably heard on our Instagram account, I'm now coming in with a deck profile of my main Narukami deck. Not the one I'm using the proxy match with Jason's Tsukiyomi deck. This is my main deck. There are changes in this deck, so be prepared. So today I'm going to start with my Grade 0 Ride unit from the Arrow Sea Liberation, Barrett Draco Kid, because I thought, why not? Be different. Don't want to try and copy the anime. So that's my new Grade 0 ride, and now I'm going to be moving on to my Grade 3s. To start with, the main focus is, at the minute, I'm running two Detonix Drill Dragon. Unfortunately, I am trying to run 4 copies, but at the minute I've only got 2, but hey, you know what the poor ratio is like. Fingers crossed I can get the last 2 copies I need. That's them. Currently I'm running 4 Detonix Stinger Dragons.
I hate him.
Yeah, that's a good old pain. Bit skill is really easy to remember. Cannon Blast 1, bind a unit, Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, gains 5k power, and it has, when rode upon the 10k, it gives 10k to the Vanguard, and it can call itself to a Rearguard unit from the soul. And that's that one. Next I have, from the trial deck of the Narukami, Great Composer Dragon.
The beatstick.
The only reason I have this in is for late game play, for that extra power, because for every open Rearguard Circle on your attacking turn, it gains 5k power. Whereas on opponent's turn, if they have open Rearguard slots, it gains 3k power, which do include Axel markers.
Front row.
All front rows. So even if you don't fill them Axel markers, Great Composure still gets that power. So be prepared. That's all I need to say on that one. Next, I'm running Thunderbreak Dragon, the new Grade 3 out of Aerial Speed Liberation for the Eradicators. I've thrown it in here for a bit of a twist, mainly just to annoy all Axel Clan users, because its skill, when both teams are on a Grade 3 unit, it attacks the entire front row. That does include Axel markers. So if you want to board wipe the front rows, Thunderbreak is your ride. And that's that one. Then the last Grade 3, I'm currently running 8 Grade 3s, is Brat Arrow Dragon. Basically, to sum it up in simple terms, he's a Sentinel Denial. He has 2 continuous skills.
What? Not sentinel denial, auto denial.
Which in theory, because it's on its attacking turn. So basically, when placed on an additional rearguard unit, so Axel marker, it gets plus 5k power. So if you're running Axel 2, it makes it a 22. If it's Axel 1, it's a 27. And when it attacks, all auto skills on your opponent's side is cancelled. So in theory, you can't use your perfect guards because they're auto skills.
And the grade 1s that could get their auto skills.
Basically, auto skills, when this attacks, cannot be activated. Only just for that one card, though. It can't be used for the rest of the turn.
That's why I kill him.
I have done it against Jason, where I have pulled 2, and he's had to get rid of both of them the next turn because he hates them. So now moving on to my Grade 2s. I am throwing 1 Dragon Dancer Naomi in.
Just a flex, right?
Just for a flex, something different, just so it keeps my opponent on the toes, because they've got to remember it's a 2 crit unit, not 1. So I've just thrown that in just to wind people up, because everyone hates them 2 crit units.
I mean...
Yes, you have to work more on giving it more power because it's a 3k unit, but that's why you got drive checks.
I mean, what was the last time you done? Up to 18?
Yeah. As me and Jace like to say in our matches, legal age. Because we just like to take the mick. Carrying on, I'm running 3 Recklessness Dragons, mainly just for the bind, because my main Narukami deck works a lot and solely on binding units for them extra powers.
So in simple, what Cam trying to say, his deck is counterblast heavy,
Yeah.
and he mostly like to bind the front row units. So any players who trying to call live units, aka me, have to watch out.
Yeah, I like getting rid of that board. Makes it easier. It gives him more power because if he's on a rear guard, attacks the Vanguard, it gets plus 3k power, hitting you for 12, matching on a grade 3. My next is 3 Dragonic Death Scythes. So basically, its skill is when placed on a rearguard circle, Soul Blast 2, bind a unit's front row unit, it gains 5k power. Plus, if there's opponent's front row's slot is empty in the same column as Death Scythe, it gets an additional 3k power. So this will be hitting you for 17 on one turn. But if not, it gets a continuous 3k for that open slot. So if my opponents want to deny me that, they have to fill the board up.
Or kill it.
Yes, pretty much. I also run 3 Hammer Knuckle Dragons. Yes, it's a counterblast heavy. It's counterblast 2 for its skill. But the sole reason is if your opponent is on grade 3 first, and then you're on grade 2, you're coming into your grade 2 ride and Hammer Knuckle. If you counterblast 2 and bind a unit, it gets plus 5k power on Vanguard and Rearguard. So it means you can push through that attack, so you don't have to make it 1 to pass just on your drive checks. So he's good if you can't get that high number, if your opponent's gone first on your rides. That's why I run 3 for a good chance of trying to get these units. I also run 1 Thunderstorm Dragoon, solely because of its skill, continuous rearguard only. If there is 1 or less open rearguard circles, it gets 5k power. So if you've got, say, your 9k grade 2 and it's not Hammer Knuckle, by putting Thunderstorm in, because your opponent won't have filled the board at the early game, he gets his 5k, so you know you're going to guarantee 1 damage, unless of course you drive check a critical. So I'm running 1 of them. And then my final grade 2 lineup is Zoiton. Only just because I thought I'd mix it in. Its skill all of its skill will work with this deck, but ideally it works best with Eradicator. So basically, for when a unit is bound when this is on the field, this unit and all Eradicator Gun and Busted Dragons gain 5k power. Plus, after the battle it attacked and your Vanguard has attacked, if your opponent has no front row rear guards, you can put this card into your Assault and draw that freebie card, which for most Excel users, you need that draw power.
Because Callum witnessed the death of his demise when he has that little hand.
Yes, unfortunately, Jason likes to go to town on that, unfortunately.
Power!
To the people.
I love my powers, okay?
So now we're moving on to our grade 1s. I am running at the current minute 1 Rising Phoenix. I would like to make it 2, 3, mainly because it's skill. If it's in the drop zone, if a unit was bound on this turn, call it from the drop zone and it gains 3k power, which makes it an 11k booster, or it could potentially be 16 or 21. It depends what gifts you're using. But ideally, he's a good booster because it gets you that higher number. At the minute, we've only been able to pull 1, and I haven't had any luck any after that. That's because it's a double rare, and you think there's 5 clans. Next up, I have 1 Lizard Soldier Ricky, only because if you want that extra power boost. His skill, Soul Blast 1, 3k power, and you may choose to move your opponent's rearguard in the back row to the front row. So he's alright for a late game push on the power. That's why I've only run 1 in. He's not my main focus, but if you've got him, then he's good to have as an extra push. I'm running Dragon Dancer Rai. Only 1 copy because I'm only running 1 Thunder Break. Because Thunder Break's a bit of a hidden last game kind of ender. Rai's skill is pretty good for the rearguard only. Once it's attacked or boosted an attack, attacks a Vanguard, doesn't have to hit. You check the top 7 cards
I think yeah, it's an on-hit skill. Hold on.
No.
It's a hit. It's an on-hit.
Is it on hit?
It's an on-hit.
When it's attack boost, hits a Vanguard. Ah, so yeah.
It's an on-hit.
So
yeah.
when it hits a Vanguard, you can check the top 7 cards for Thunder Break. If you do get Thunder Break, reveal it, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, add Rai into your soul.
Put right into your soul.
So you're basically getting your soul back.
Yeah.
That's why I'm only running one, because I'm only running one Thunder Break, because I would rather not use all my Thunder Breaks in this deck.
Because his secret weapon is the Thunder Break.
I'm running 4 Lightning of Hope Helena because they are my counter charge engine. So if something was bound this turn, I have no face-up cards in the damage zone, Soul Blast 1, counter charge 1. So they're ideal for that late game and you need them counter charges. He's the way to go, but that's why you must keep your soul. So try not to abuse all the soul charge skills. I'm also running 2 Demolition Dragons, only because if I'm going second and I've got one in hand, if it attacks the Vanguard and hits on the Vanguard circle, you get to draw a freebie card. So that early draw power is good. Ringguard circle, it's as good as a booster. If there are no front row units, it gets plus 3k power, making it 11k booster. So again, it's that extra power for that late game push to try and get them last few damages in. That's ideal. And then finally on my grade 1s, I'm running 3 Dragon Dancer Reginas, mainly because of a skill which is the rearguard only. If there is 1 or less open rearguard circles on your opponent's turn, put this card into your soul and you can choose 3 units and give them 5k power. So not only are you building your soul back up, you're also giving additional units 5k power, which you may need late game. So that's why I'm running 3 of them, for a good chance to pull them so they don't end up in the damage zone, because it's good for the soul. Now my trio lineups, I am running 4 PGs, draws.
Of course, it's PG.
Yeah, common sense, standard. I am running standard, of course, only allowed 4 heal triggers. Then I am running
2 fronts.
2 front triggers, only because of the powers of the skills. I'd rather not give it, try and even it out a bit. So I thought I'd go something different, which is 2 fronts.
How my option is front triggers, just a miracle.
Yeah, they're more of, if you get them, it's a bonus. If not, it's not the end of the world. And then I'm running 6 crit triggers. 4 being from the Aerial Seed Liberation, and the 2 from the reprints. So at least then I'm getting that extra damage in as we go through the game, and at least then you've got a good chance to try and pull criticals.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my gift markers, I am running
XL2.
5 Axel 2s, because you only, in theory, you only need 5 to 6 Axel markers, because you're only going to be culling it, so there's more really odd units. But ideally, the middle one, when you got your 5th one, all it's going to do is just means your opponent has to attack twice to get rid of it.
I mean, how I do it, I only use 2 XL, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Some people use 2.
I'd rather not push it.
I sometimes go 2 to 3, occasionally 4. It depends how I go in the game, if I'm desperate or not.
No, mostly when you're desperate, you go 4 gift markers.
No, yeah, that's true, but ideally I like to try and stay at 3. But of course, if I'm going for the right skills, then I'm going combos, then I will go for that extra gift marker. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's my main one. I do have another Narukami deck. Unfortunately, it's still only a scratch build. I'm trying to pull this bad boy and get some more units, but that will be coming at a later time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a link, like, comment and all that. Comment down below what deck builds profiles you'd like to see next. We have stated in one of our videos what clans and decks we've got, so don't forget to have a look at that.
That will be the Monarch versus Waterfall.
Yes, we do. We will, if we would consider looking at potentially making some new decks at different clans. We've had some people say, oh, we'd like to see Soul Saver versus Dimensional Robos. Unfortunately, we can't do it, but we like the input because then we can figure out, is it potential possible for us to make these decks? Because some of us only use certain clans, but we'd be considering looking at getting different clans. Like myself, I am thinking about potentially looking at Aquaforce for something different because I'm a main Excel user. But that's where we stand. So don't forget to leave a comment on that. And don't forget to check out our Instagram channel, which is VG Cardfight Club. I believe, is that right, Jason?
Yes. VG Cardfight Club.
Don't forget to follow us on there. We'll follow you back. And you can keep up to date on our latest videos and that. I hope you enjoyed. See you guys soon. Take care.
Ciao.
Peace.